Okay, guys, so let's finish up this little review. And sorry, that's not it. Did we do the odds yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So knocking out the evens. All right, and again, for those of you guys who've been sick, all right, you just got to pay attention now. There's no way around it. All right, it's really not that hard. All right, you're just adding fractions. All right, so again, everyone should be able to tell me here, do we have a common denominator?
Yes.
Yes. So now just put an equal sign, put a fraction bar, put a 2 at the bottom, and then just combining terms. So x plus x, 2x, 8 minus 6, 2x plus 2. Now you see a whole bunch of 2's there, right? And we've talked about, you can't really cross out things bounded by addition. All right, but look, I need everybody, we're going to modify that a little bit. And we're going to look at this, and I want everybody to highlight this 2. I want everybody to highlight this 2 right here, this 2 right here, and this 2 right here. Because all of them have a 2 in it, you can now divide every term by what? 2. Because they're all divisible by 2. So with that being said, 2 divided by 2 is 1x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1x plus 1. Anybody have any issues with number 2? Max? You okay?
Does that have to be every term?
Yes, it has to be every term. Exactly correct. All right. Every term has to be divisible. All right. Now, here we go. All right. So again, the denominator is going to remain what? 5x. Now, the mistake that most kids make is that they don't distribute the negative properly. So this becomes a positive, this is a negative, and this is a negative. So now what's 7 minus 3? 4 minus x over 5x. Anybody have any issues? All right, should be relatively easy. Same denominator. All right, here we go. Number 6. All right, now we have a problem because we don't have a common denominator. So in this case, you're looking at it saying, okay, what is common, or what will be the common denominator with 4 and 5? 20. All right, now you're looking at the individual variables. There is nothing common, so you take what? Both of them. So it's 20xy. Please just look at this. This will help you out. If you ever struggled with fractions, this should help you tremendously understand fractions. All right. Now I have the common denominator 20xy. So now I'm going to say, okay, in the first fraction, 4x, I need it to be 20xy. So I would multiply by what? 5y. Thank you. I would multiply by 5y. Now, for some strange reason, I keep trying to tell you guys, if you don't know why it's 5y, it'd be nice for you to tell me now. Everybody's good with 5y. All right, and because you're good with 5y, that means the second fraction, that would be easy for you. Multiply by what? 4x. Anybody have an issue with multiplying by 4x? Everybody's good with that. All right, so now 3 times 5y is 15y. 2 times 4x plus 8x. I just really don't think that's that hard. Anybody have any issue with that? All right, here we go. Let's check out number 8. Now, I try to be fancy here, but really nothing fancy because the double negatives make it what? Yeah, so it'd be a good idea just to make that a plus. And I'm just going to white that out. All right, now the problem's much easier. All right, so now here we go. We're going to put an equal sign, Draw a fraction bar. Now you're looking at the 3 and the 6. What would be the least common? 6, right? 12 is a possibility, but you would just have to reduce. That's why you want the least. So I'm going to throw a 6 down. Then you look at the variables. Nothing is common, so we're just going to call it 6xy. All right, now again, all right, it would be nice to get a 50 out of 50 tomorrow. Anybody have any issues with 6xy? Now you're just looking at the first one and saying, okay, I need 3x to be 6xy, so I better multiply it by 2y. And if I want the second fraction to be 6xy, I better multiply by x. And so now when you multiply these two things together, you get 12y. Multiply these two things together, plus 5x. That's it. All right, very simple. Anybody? All right, here we go. Scroll down. Number 10. Now, of course, we just make it 4 over what? 4 over 1. All right, now we put an equal sign, fraction bar. And of course, the common denominator is just what? 2x minus 3. Now, just to make sure you guys are understanding me, I could put 1 parentheses 2x minus 3. But we don't need to put the 1, but you need to understand that that's part of that over here already. But since that doesn't change anything, we don't include that. All right. Anybody have any issues with that? All right. So now the first fraction, do I do anything with it? No, just leave it what? X minus 4. Now, some of you are like, well, can I just do the work? Yes. If you want to skip a step, I don't care. Just don't make a mistake. All right. But you're distributing a negative 4, and then that becomes 2x minus 3. Now I'm not done because I got to simplify. All right, and that's the step I'm saying you can skip if you wanted to. You could just write x minus 8x plus 12 over 2x minus 3. Then combine x minus 8x. What is that? Negative 7x plus 12 over 2x minus 3. Anybody got a problem with that? Everybody's good? Max, hopefully you're kind of catching on a little bit. I wish you would ask me a question if you're stuck on something, or anybody else that was missed today. All right, here we go. Number 12. All right, now again, what's nice about this is it already has a what? Common denominator. So we're going to throw down the 10, but this right here messes things up. So change that to a plus. The x becomes negative, and the 1 becomes what? Negative. So what happens to the x's? They cancel. Then you have 5 over 10. And then everybody just says, well, I know that's 1/2. Or I know that's 1/2. Any issues? Anybody? 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 Yes, sir. Yeah, because you're distributing a negative there. It's like -3, that's the same as plus negative. Right? Or it's like negative parentheses x plus 1. You're distributing a -1. All right. So here we go. Let's see how we're doing on 14. All right. Now, same principle, Max. The minus becomes a plus, negative, negative. You understand that now, Max? You're distributing the negative. Equals, denominator is already the same, 2x minus 1. Help me out. 3x minus 1x, 2x, 1 minus 4, negative 3. Can I reduce the two x's? Negative. No, no, no. Bounded by addition and subtraction, you cannot cancel. Anybody?
How is it added by addition or subtraction if it's 2 times x?
You can't cross these out because these two things are bounded by subtraction, right? It's not the 2 times the x,
Okay.
right? It's the 2x and the 3, right?
Yeah.
Super duper important.
It's not 2x.
Nope, you're all good. All right, good question. Here we go, equals. Now, I told you if it's just a variable, you always take the largest exponent. So the common denominator is x to the third. So now I'm looking at the first fraction, knowing I have to multiply by x squared, right? And the reason why you're doing that is because you want a total of x cubed.
So you add that,
Stop.
you add the exponents.
So it would be what? 6x squared. Do I have to do anything to the second fraction? No. 6x squared what? Minus 2. That's it.
Why don't you change the subtraction sign to an addition sign on this one?
Because there's only one term. But if you want plus negative, same thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 18. All right, so now on 18, I want everybody to make themselves a note. Please, you always want to make sure that you're looking at the factored denominator. All right, because some kids might look at that and say it's the common denominator is 4x plus 8 and x plus 2. But in reality, the 4x plus 8 is the same as 4 parentheses x plus 2. Is everybody okay with that? So now, Max, listen carefully. What is common? Someone help him. What's common? The x plus 2 is common. So I write what's common down first. All right. Now, as I was trying to explain to someone else, because it's common, I remove it. And then everything else is thrown together. So what else was on the left fraction? 4. Was there anything else on the right fraction?
No.
No. So that is the common denominator. That's the common denominator. So what do I multiply the second fraction by? 4. 7 minus 4x. Now, can I reduce the 4 and the 4? No, because this, although this 4 is bounded by multiplication, these two things are bounded by subtraction. So you cannot cancel. All right, you cannot cancel. All right. Now, again, remember, I talked to you all week. If you're not talking to me and saying, hey, I got a question, I can't help you. Tell me, Austin. Yes, exactly. Because why? Because if I throw a 4 here, now I have a common denominator. Right? And why am I allowed to multiply by 4 over 4? Because 4 over 4 is the same as multiplying by 1. You agree with that? All right. I always tell kids that the first time my teacher told me 1/2 was 2/4, I thought they were dumb. Right? I remember saying that. Right? I just didn't understand fractions. 1/2 doesn't look like 2/4. But what? It is. Because you're multiplying by 2 over 2. And what is 2 over 2? 1. And if I multiply by 1, does it really change? No, it's just a different form. All right, it's just a different form. All right, here we go. All right, I need some help, guys. Common denominator is 21x. Beautiful. 21x. So I have to multiply the left fraction by 3. I'll multiply the right fraction by 7. So now what's -2 times 3? 4 times 7. So my final answer is 20 what? 22 over 21x. Yes.
How on past equations you just leave it like the first format without simplifying it? Why do you?
Because we
simplify it?
can. We know what -6 plus 28 is.
Yes.
Everything that can be simplified is always simplified. Agreed? All right, here we go. All right, so now it's starting to get a little trickier. If you look in the denominators, is there anything common with 3x plus 1 and x minus 5? No. So that is the common denominator.
You gotta multiply the left side by x minus 5 and the right side by 3.
That's how simple this is, guys. All right. So now I'm going to come right over here and I'm going to put open parentheses x minus 5. And over here, I'm going to put open parentheses and put what?
3x plus 1.
3x plus 1. Now, you have to be the judge of how much you trust yourself. Right? I don't like to write everything out. All right. Some of you do what? You need to write everything out because you make careless mistakes. If you're confident with what you can do, just distribute the 2x. What's 2x times x?
2x squared.
2x squared. Then we're multiplying 2x times -5. Now you have to be careful because technically you're distributing a what?
-4.
You're distributing the -4. Make sure you see that.
It's -12x plus or minus 5.
-12x minus 4. Anybody have any issues with that? Then, as we were saying earlier, you always combine or you always simplify if you can.
2x squared minus 22x minus 4. You combine the -10.
And there you have it. Nothing to it. All right, here we go. All right, now 24 can be a little bit annoying because I said factor. So x squared minus 25 is,
X minus 5, X plus 5.
thank you. And then the other side is,
2 comma, 2 quotation X plus 5.
we got it. There you have it. All right. Now, come on now. I always tell kids, tell me what's common first.
X plus 5.
So now I'm putting down the x plus 5. That's common. Now, just to make sure you understand me, I've removed that. Everything that's not removed now must be what? Added in.
So it's 2.
So we're going to put a 2 in front just because that's where it belongs. And then on the back side, I'm going to go ahead and put x minus 5. Come on, look at that. I don't think that's that bad.
So wouldn't you multiply the 1 by 2? Because that's the-
Now what you're doing exactly is you're looking at this denominator and you're looking at the common denominator and you're saying, what is missing?
the 2.
The 2. So I simply multiply this fraction by 2. Look at the first fraction. You're looking at the denominator. Then you look at the common denominator and you just say, what's missing? There's a missing what? Now, for the second fraction, Austin, what's missing? I want him to answer. Right, so you just come up here and put a x minus 5 in the numerator. And now you're good. What? All right. Now you're just multiplying. What's 1 times 2? 2. Distributing an x plus x squared minus 5x. Now, because I have my iPad, I can move things around. So I want this to be plus 2 instead of 2 plus, right? It's not a big deal if you don't do that. I'll just know you're not paying attention. You always write in standard form, all right, because you want to see if something can factor. All right, that's easy. Very simple. All right, moving on.
Wait, hold on. I thought that the denominator was just, x was not.
That's what's common. You're right. Yes, you have to put all the other garbage with it. And that makes it a common denominator. You with me now? All right, we'll try the next one. Make sure you're good. All right, here we go. Let's look at 26 now. All right, so now 26, we just have to look at x squared plus 6x plus 9 and say that is
X plus 3x plus
exactly. And then,
x minus 3x.
anybody have an issue with that?
You go to the smaller fraction.
Say it again.
I always seem to go to like x plus 3x minus 3.
I'm not sure what your question is. I'm
No,
sorry.
saying instead of doing this like factoring the big problem, factoring the small problem.
All right, here we go. Let me know if I can help though. All right, here we go. So common, x plus 3, x plus 3. That is common. So that goes down in the fraction first, x plus 3. Now, anything else that isn't highlighted has to be dumped into the denominator. So there are 2x plus 3s and an additional x minus 3. Everybody good with that? So that now is the common denominator. What?
Would it be the same if you just put x plus 3 squared?
Now, someone last class said yes. I'm happy with putting x plus 3 squared. All right, same thing. All right, so now you are looking at the first fraction and saying what is different?
X plus 3.
X minus 3.
Oh, my bad.
So I'm putting an x minus 3 here. And on the second fraction, I need to put a what? I need to put an x plus 3. All right, so I'm not going to skip any steps on this one because this is considered a little bit harder. So I'm going to say in the numerator, we have x minus 3 times x minus 3 minus x minus 9 times x plus 3. All right, anybody have any issues with that? That is not the answer, of course. I just wrote all the work out. Because now what do I have to do with x minus 3 times x minus 3? You got to multiply that out. All right, so now we're going to multiply that out. So let's look at x times x, x squared. Now, smiley face, how much here? -3, how much here? So altogether, -6x. And then, of course, -3 times -3 plus 9. Now, I'm going to put a minus and then a bracket because I don't want to forget to distribute the negative. So now we're going to multiply again. X times x. X squared. Smiley face, how much is this? -9, how much is this? -9 plus 3. -6x. And then -9 times 3, -27. Everybody make sure you have that. Now I should take the time to go ahead and do what with the negative? Distribute the negative. So once again, plus, circle, minus, circle, plus, circle, plus, circle. You don't have to do that. I just made lots of mistakes not changing the signs. So I just take the little extra step, put that in there because I want to get 100. Now you combine terms. Well, what is nice about x squared and negative x squared? What's nice about x squared, negative x squared? And then what's nice about negative 6x and positive 6x? And then what's 27 plus 9? 36. That's how simple that is. Nothing to it. Everybody good? All right, let's knock out 28. All right, so once again, common denominator. So we look at the number 3 and 6. What's common? If you're trying to make a common denominator with,
3x.
okay, yeah, I kind of maybe said that, but I just want you to look at, I know 3 is common, but I want you to tell me what would be the common denominator with 3 and 6. Does everybody agree with me? 6? I didn't say that right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's 6. And then we take the largest here, right? So that's going to be what? 6x squared. And then what else? X minus 4. All right, now come on now. Don't wait before it's too late. So I need 6x squared, but I only have what? 3x times what? Times 2x. And what do I need to do on the second fraction? You're just multiplying by x minus 4. Come on, I just don't think that's that bad now. So now obviously we're looking here. And this would be what? Wait a minute, I'm doing the left fraction. What would that be? 5 times 2x, which is how much? 10x. Now, here's the mistake again. This plus, so we're really distributing a what? -7. So everybody agree with me? You're really distributing a -7. So that becomes what? -7x plus 28. Combined terms, so that gives me
3x plus 28 over 6x squared x minus 4.
You're exactly correct. All right, again, I just don't think that's that bad. All right, 30 is kind of annoying because there's just a lot of math. All right, so here we go. Surprise yourself now.
6x.
What's the common denominator? Stop. Don't listen to him.
2x plus 3, 3x minus
2x plus 3, 3x minus 5. Remember, these are individual terms. You're not looking at the 2x and the 3x. There's addition and subtraction. So that is the common denominator. All right. So on the left fraction, I have to multiply by what?
3x minus 5.
What?
On the left, it's 3x minus 5.
And on the right,
2x plus 3.
come on, guys, we can do that. Now, just because I want to just make sure you're seeing all the work, x minus 1, you can't really see that. So it's going to be x minus 1 times 3x minus 5 minus x plus 1 times 2x plus 3.
Why don't you change the to make it a negative?
It's just easier at the end to distribute the negative. I don't feel like multiplying negative x minus 1. All right, so that's what we've always been doing. When it's like this, we put a bracket around this. All right, Now, if you wanted to, you can do plus, minus, minus, but distributing a negative x and a negative 1 is the same thing. All right, I just like to do it last. All right, so here we go now. X times 3x.
3x squared.
All right, come on now. Mental math, how much is this?
Negative 3.
And this is,
5x, negative 5x.
right, so altogether, negative 3x and negative 5x is
Negative 8x.
negative 8x. And then plus 5. Minus bracket x times 2x, 2x squared. And then smiley face, how much here? 2x. And how much here? 3x, so altogether.
5x.
And then 3 times 1,
Plus 3.
all over that same denominator.
And then
Now, to me, is where it's best to change. Plus, minus, minus, minus. So now 3x squared minus 2x squared. Help me.
just x squared.
X squared.
And then negative 8x and negative 5x. And minus 13x. Yeah, minus 13x.
And then 5 minus 3. You all right? Connor, you all right with that? Now, again, that one's a little bit tricky just because of the minus sign. All right, just make sure you distribute the negative. All right, look at the work. All right, you got to practice. That's as hard as it's going to get tomorrow. Anybody have any issue on that? You all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's check out 32. All right, 32 is a nice one. All right, I need help. Common denominator with 5 and 3.
15.
15, x to the third,
Y to the third.
y to the third. I'm happy with that. Now, again, I like to just put what is necessary on the left fraction. What's necessary?
3y squared.
Be real careful. 3y squared. And what's on the right?
5x.
5.
So then on the left side, it would be,
10x.
18 y squared.
and then on the right side,
Right.
It'd be negative 10x.
negative 10x on the right. Anybody have any issue with that? All right, one more. Common denominator,
X minus 2, x minus 3. X minus 2, x minus 3.
beautiful. On the left, I have to put in,
X minus 3.
and on the right, I have to put in.
X minus 2.
All right, guys, I think that's not that bad. Distributing a 6, I get,
6x minus
now what am I distributing on the right?
negative.
A negative 2. So that becomes,
2x minus 4.
negative 2x what?
Minus plus 4.
Plus 4.
Then you can combine the 6x.
Thank you. What is that?
4x.
And then what?
Negative.
Negative 18 and 4. And that'll be negative 14.
Wait, I thought it'd be negative 22 because it's a negative 4.
That means I made a mistake. And you know that doesn't happen. So why is it plus 4?
Well, it's already plus 4, but then you distribute the negative.
I distributed the negative first.
Oh,
Negative 2 times -2 is that +4.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. What time's the bell ring? 3 minutes. All right. So again, today in science, you're just gonna put a new one down and you're gonna redo it. And if you can redo it, then you make 100 tomorrow or a 50 on the quiz.
How many questions are we gonna have?
I am probably gonna have like 15. Not much.
Or we go all or nothing.
Yeah.
We're not doing all or nothing.
Oh,
Be easy for me to grade, nothing.
This week's first